All right, good morning, everyone. This is Andrew Zimmerman with the National Weather Service in Wakefield with our Thursday weekly briefing. Looking ahead around for the next week, our quiet weather pattern continues here today. We had a cold front move through last night. Had a little bit of rainfall from that, but very spotty. That cold front's moved through our local area here this morning. There is a wave of low pressure along that boundary south of us, as you can see there on the satellite and radar combined. There's some rain down there. Of course, it's now going to refresh as I'm talking, but some rain down there across the kind of the eastern Carolinas, and there are some high clouds spreading north across our local area out ahead of to the north of that system. But for the most part, we're not going to see much out of that. Could be a few showers this afternoon across northeast North Carolina, maybe far southeast Virginia. But overall, we're not going to see much out of that wave of low pressure down there. Looking back here at last night, generally most of central southeast eastern Virginia saw a tenth. And southeast Maryland saw a tenth of an inch or less of rain with some of the spotty light rain that moved through yesterday, and then some showers overnight. There was some localized amounts up to around a half an inch, maybe kind of down Mecklenburg County, Virginia, far southern Brunswick County, maybe far southern Northampton County there in North Carolina, down into Bertie County around Windsor. But that was very localized and certainly not a drought buster. So looking ahead here for the next week, as we move through the weekend here, it's generally temperatures going to be near to just below seasonal averages. Saturday could actually end up being pretty cool as we have low pressure going south of our region and could have some rain from that and along with cloud cover. So Saturday could end up being rather cool, but then we gradually warm back up above normal as we get into the early to middle part of next week. See a warming trend there, at least for a few days. We do have, like I mentioned there, we have some rain chances return Saturday and Saturday night. Farther, like central Virginia and portions north and northwest, look to see lighter rainfall. Could see maybe little to no rainfall for those locations. Could have some steadier, higher rainfall totals across Hampton Roads down into northeast North Carolina. That's not going to be any sort of a drought buster, but it could certainly be beneficial for a few days. On the marine side of things, we just had some small craft advisories expire for the Chesapeake Bay, but it does look like there's another surge in wind tonight across the Chesapeake Bay, so there could see some additional small craft advisories. And then again, as that low pressure goes by to the south on Saturday. There we can kind of see the weather maps here for the overview for the next going into early part of next week. We see high pressure building in through Friday, and then we get the low pressure tracks across the Carolinas Saturday and then offshore Saturday night, and that's well offshore by Sunday with high pressure returning and remaining over the area Monday, as we see cool temperature Saturday, trending a little warmer Sunday, and then back to near average mild temperatures as we get to Monday. Looking at our rainfall here for the next 72 hours, again, there's highest amounts southeast Virginia, northeast North Carolina. Not going to be a drought buster, but if we do get a half an inch of rain, maybe locally up to 3/4 of an inch or an inch, that certainly could be beneficial, at least in the near term. Looking at probability of a tenth of an inch or more of rain, we see that it's kind of actually decreased for central Virginia up to southeast Maryland, really kind of only seeing like roughly 30 to 50% chance of receiving up to a tenth of an inch for those locations. But then farther southeast, looking here, probability of a half an inch or more. Some higher probabilities there, 55 to 70%. So looking a little better confidence to receive some higher amounts down there across southeast Virginia and northeast North Carolina. And I think, at this point, any rainfall is certainly going to be welcome. broader overview there, the rainfall. We got the best chances Saturday and Saturday night. After that, as we head to Sunday into the middle of the next week, looks like very limited rainfall. Briefly here, looking at the temperatures, you kind of see the trends, looking at the highs, kind of cooling off from today through Saturday, and then a warming trend as we get into especially Monday through Wednesday of next week. Tidal flooding side, some portions of like the southern shore, the tidal Potomac and the Chesapeake Bay side of the Maryland eastern shore had some minor tidal flooding last night. We could see some elevated water levels at high tide tonight, early Friday, but it looks to be mainly kind of a nuisance. This looks like we just had our highest high tide there, so any additional higher water levels tonight just look more like nuisance flooding and should stay below minor flood categories. Our drought monitor that freshly released this morning, not very much changes, a little bit of expansion in the D3 there across far south central Virginia and interior northeast North Carolina, but overall not any major changes with the update this week. Percent of normal rainfall. This is up through yesterday, so it's basically capturing much of the month of April here. Still looking at, on average, 20 to 40% of average rainfall during the past 30 days, and you can see some areas in there, like where the D3 has expanded some, we're looking at 10% or less. So it's been obviously very dry. We've kind of seen a pattern change temperature-wise, so we've seen some little cooler temperatures lately, so we maybe haven't seen quite as much worsening as we've gotten past some of those high temperatures. But again, we haven't seen a whole lot of relief from the rainfall perspective. Soil moisture, again, very, very dry here. Looking at kind of the top layer of at least kind of the first meter of soil, very extremely dry for much of the state of Virginia, and then as we get into southeast Maryland and northeast North Carolina. So just kind of continuing that same theme there from the previous slides. Looking ahead to the 6 to 10 day outlook, so here's we get kind of into around first week to 10 days of May. Temperature-wise, we look to be near to below normal temperatures. As I mentioned, early next week, there's a warm-up, but after that, it does kind of look like it trends back below normal. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook is nudging above normal, but again, we're not going to see much after Saturday. We're not seeing much through the middle of next week. So this is, there are some signals to maybe say we nudge above normal, but I would certainly say confidence is not very high at this point that we're going to, and it certainly does. There's certainly no signal out there for any kind of drought busting rainfall. But that pretty much concludes what we have here for the week. So again, in summary, drought continues and a quiet weather pattern locally here. So as far as things go, we will be back here for our Monday morning briefing, and that should conclude the briefing for today. And I will hang on here for a bit if anybody has any questions. Thank you for your time.